The future of technology is now. We're talking about the latest in Lasik vision correction at Bascom Palmer Eye Institute in Palm Beach. You'll be meeting Dr. Terrence O'Brien, who's going to give us an update on the latest in vision correction. Stay with us.
So the laser procedure has to be carried out like a NASA rocket space launch, where each step has to be absolutely perfectly controlled prior to the launch. So it may take an hour or two prior to the procedure to make absolutely certain that we have everything exactly as we would like prior to going ahead with the mission. And that's what we do with each individual procedure for each eye.
Thank you for taking us through it.
Okay. Okay, you can just spin your feet around, Claudia. Okay, and we're just going to get everything aligned here.
Yeah.
Very good. Come towards me just a little bit there. That's great. But hopefully you can begin to see the red blinking light. I'm going to bring this in for you. Excellent. So that's what we'll want you to stare at. That'll be your target throughout the laser vision correction. There will be times where it won't be quite as clear.
Okay.
Great. Well, it's looking good. We're going to get everything prepared, and then we'll be ready to go. I'll walk you through each step of the procedure, so there'll be no surprises, and you'll know what's going to be coming next, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Dr. O'Brien, how far have we come? What are some of the advances in LASIK surgery?
Well, one of the most exciting advances has been the harmonious convergence of two technologies. One, the femtosecond laser technology, along with the excimer laser technology. So we have two lasers coming together to help us now with an all-laser laser vision correction procedure.
So how far have we come? Is this in warp speed, much like computers are advancing?
Yes, the advances have been steady and continuous in terms of the improvement. One of the big changes over the last 5 years has been the customization of the correction. And this has relied on advances in astrophysics and other optical areas that allow us to perform individualized treatments for the patient. We can put light inside the eye, and as the light exits the eye, we can capture the wavefront pattern that is exiting the eye. And based upon this, we can create a perfect treatment to exactly compensate for the individual person's wavefront pattern, including higher order aberrations that can lead to changes in the quality of vision. Okay, well, we're all finished. The operation went perfectly in both eyes. We've just given you these several eye drops, and now I'm going to swing you out from under the bright lights, and we'll have you sit up slowly and rest for a moment. And now you can swing your legs over the edge. And we're going to have you wait for about 15 minutes with your eyes closed, and then I'll check the flaps and go over how to take care of everything. But the operation went perfectly. You did great.
There may be a patient that you'll only correct one eye and not the other.
Yes, each individual patient needs to have a very thorough, comprehensive evaluation prior to consideration, and a careful plan created for the optimal treatment. And it may be an alternative treatment, not necessarily laser vision correction, but maybe an alternative technology that might be better for an individual patient given their individual needs.
As you know, after the first meeting, it was a little dry, and my closeness was a concern. But after, as you told me, after 3 months, everything worked itself out.
Are you still using the artificial tears? Well, let's get a look and see how things are. I'm just going to dim the lights momentarily.
Okay.
And we'll have you come forward. Perfect. Well, the flap's well healed and looking good. There's no sign of any dryness present, and it's crystal clear.
Now, are you able to operate on several patients a day?
Yes, we are. Each individual patient is like almost a NASA space launch because of the amount of information that has to be obtained very carefully prior to the procedure, and then the actual application of the technology has to be delivered very carefully and deliberately. Although the procedure takes maybe only about 10 minutes for each eye, sometimes it might be several hours of advanced preparation for those very important 10 minutes of treatment. So all went great with your surgery. Now we want to check the flaps and make sure they're in good position. So let me ask you to come forward again into the microscope, and Jessica will help get you aligned there. Perfect. Very good. Well, the flaps look great, and they're perfectly aligned. Now you want to be careful not to rub or squeeze the eye. After you apply the eye drops, you can dab around the eye gently, but you don't want to rub or squeeze. And the left flap looks perfect as well, perfectly in position. And we'd like you to go home and take it easy. The best thing would be to go home and place a series of the eye drops, and then take a nap for an hour or two. Be sure to wear the protective shields over the eye during your nap, and then continue the eye drops when you awaken. After the treatment, we can see we have very little in terms of residual refractive error, and the higher order aberrations have largely been eliminated with a very low root mean square error of 0.21. So this wavefront pattern shows really an excellent outcome for this immediate measurement after the laser vision correction procedure.
What I like patients to know is that LASIK is a life-changing event. And for me, a person that wore glasses before their 4th birthday, well into their 40s, other than getting married and having a family, it was number 3 for me because it absolutely changed my life.
I'd thought about it for a couple of years, and I decided that I really didn't want to coach as well as run a business. It just became too difficult in the type of activities I do, diving and fishing. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I wanted the best place in the world, and that's why I came here.
Thank you for being with us today. I'm Lezly Garrett, and I'm one of Dr. O'Brien's success stories.